Hi, how are you doing? Oh my gosh. I got a notification from someone who, and I can't remember your username. I'm so sorry. Saying, "Hey, how are you doing?" And I realized what day it was, and that it was 21 days since I had started this challenge, and I had not updated anybody. What the heck? I am so bad at this. I'm gonna have to get better at it. This is something that I'm gonna have to work on. Um, I had just filmed like 30 minutes of me rambling about how this was after I had spent 10 minutes dealing with cats doing Fight Club in this basement with me and having to get my husband to get one of the cats to go somewhere else. And now that cat is back. And so hopefully I can do this a little bit quicker. I want to try and get this kind of knocked out and just update you guys. So it's 3 weeks in on this alternate intermittent fasting day challenge hosted by Thomas DeLauer, who I think is awesome. I am not sponsored by his channel or any of his people or the companies that he works with or is affiliated with. My computer also died, so I need to let it charge. So I'm filming this on my phone, and apologies for any Blair Witch kind of crud that I have going on. My 16-month-old kitten is also running around down here, so if you hear a lot of ambient noise or crying, I'm sorry. 3 weeks in, how am I doing? I'm struggling. I've had a rough month, emotionally, physically, psychologically, and I'm struggling, to be perfectly honest. The first week, I'll just kind of recap everything. The first week, I was sick. I had tonsillitis. I was on a 10-day course of antibiotics, which if you are in the healthcare field or if you've taken antibiotics or you've had a doctor offer you antibiotics, you probably are aware that you should not take antibiotics on an empty stomach. And I did not heed that advice, which is double obnoxious for me because I work in healthcare. So I know better. And yet I just didn't care. I was already having symptoms of nausea and upset stomach and a lot of GI distress because of other medications that I was on. And I had adjusted when I was taking those medications to when I was eating, but I didn't do that for the antibiotics. And so I got through the first 10 days of fasting with the antibiotics, and it was hard. It was really hard. I did not enjoy it at all. In fact, I had started taking video of me daily, just kind of checking in and saying, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm eating. And I reviewed that footage, and it's constantly me going, I feel like trash. I feel like garbage. I feel like a horrible human being. I don't feel good. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do anything. So I can't use that footage, but I can tell you that first week I felt like trash, absolute trash. I was sore, I was nauseated, I was uncomfortable, I was not happy in the slightest. But I got through it. The second week was even worse. Oh my God. The second week I was able to actually, get through fasting and get through an actual full fast. And I was trying to do a 20-hour fasting window before I had 4 hours of ability to eat before I started another fast. Spoiler alert, I'm doing 5 days of 20-hour fast with a 4-hour eating window and eating on the weekends because that just works better with my lifestyle. I can't seem to do an alternate day fasting because my lifestyle just is not working with it. I can't get it to meld, or maybe it's this time of year. But the second week, Mother Nature just decided to say, hey, I'm here, bitch, and you're just stuck with me. And Oh my God, my cramps were horrible. I had headaches, I had body aches. I had so many mood swings. I had just pain after pain after pain, and I was irritated by everything. I was irritated with myself. Like, I was so annoyed because I couldn't get away from me. Like, I can't get away from me. How am I able to do that? I can't. It's not possible. It's not feasible. So there's really no way for me to have survived that with fasting. It just wasn't working. It was not working. So I made it through that week. I'm still married. My husband hasn't left me after that week. I thought he may have, and I would not have doubted or even judged him for doing that because I was horrible that week. That was the worst week. The third week, I could not do every other day of eating because I realized that I have an inappropriate relationship with food. I have triggers of stress, anxiety, and boredom that if I don't have something preoccupying me, or if I am under duress in any kind of way, or I am anxious, then I am going to eat. And that's just how I cope. And that's a poor coping mechanism for stress and anxiety and boredom. It shouldn't be happening. And I noticed that I was most bored on the weekends. And so I was eating more on the weekends, including I was breaking fasts too early. I was overeating on non-fasting days when they fell on weekends. And just, it's not acceptable. And then when I had a really rough day at work, or I had a particularly heinous day at work, or I was just annoyed by something that happened at work, my coping mechanism was apparently just, you're going to go eat something. Just, you need something to just chill out. And apparently for me, that is food. I can't have that be a coping mechanism anymore. So I am actively learning new coping mechanisms of, okay, I'm going to just chill out. I'm going to sit in a corner. I'm going to meditate. I paid money for the one of these meditation apps, and I'm actively going to be using it when I'm having a stress or anxiety moment. Things overall that I have noticed on this journey of consistent fasting, of just fasting overall, is that I feel better when I fast, which is surprising. I knew that that was a potential advantage, but I did not know that I would feel so good so soon, especially since I started out this challenge feeling like trash, and then I had the second week of just absolute awful. And the things that I've noticed that are great is that when I fast the next morning, I feel great. I have energy. I don't need coffee. I don't need to rely on a super, super hot shower to wake me up or a super cold shower to wake me up. I've got mental clarity. I don't have that brain fog. Another thing that I've really noticed with fasting is that my skin is not as puffy as it used to be. So I don't feel bloated as much. And I can only attribute that to the loss of inflammation that is going on in my body as it flushes out all the crap that I have literally been storing within my cells. Another thing that I have noticed, yes, that the numbers on the scale are going down. However, the thing that I notice more is that my clothes fit differently, and that just everything's hanging on me right now. I've only lost numerically like 6 pounds, but everything's fitting differently. I have more energy as well. I've even gotten into parking furthest away from the front door of my building, walking the long way to the front door, and then taking the stairs to my office. When beforehand, I would park as close as I could possibly do that, and then I would hoof it the shortest way possible, and then I would just be panting by the time I got to my office because I was so out of breath. I feel stronger when I am now taking the stairs every day, which only makes my lungs stronger, which helps me combat asthma when I am triggered in a situation when my asthma will potentially flare. So my clothes fit better. My energy level is, for the most part, up. I am more alert and my skin is less puffy. Things that I have not been happy with since I have started this challenge, though, is that my skin is dry. Oh my God, it's so dry. It is dry, 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 and it's itchy. I am itchy in places that I have never been itchy before. My hands. Why are my hands itchy? I don't get it. Why are my fingers itchy? What? I work in dermatology. I have lotions everywhere, and yet my hands are itchy? What? Why are my toes itchy? Why are my feet itchy? Why? Why is this happening? And why am I so dry? I am drinking nothing but water and tea, and I'm not having any sugar, and I'm not having any sweeteners, and I am not having sodas, and I am just so damn dry. I can't. Tell me, please help me. Help me understand why I am so dry. I am trying to increase the amount of electrolytes. I'm taking supplements. I'm ordering collagen on the internet to put into my beverages. I have so many moisturizers and I have so many serums and balms that I look like a skincare hoarder with all of these, and I have access to samples so I can try all of this stuff. I haven't gotten to the point yet where I have broken out into eczema rashes, but I'm afraid I'm going to get there. Another thing that I have noticed, yes, my under eyes are less puffy, but they are so crepey. Look at this. Look at this. I know I'm in my 30s, but why? I just want my supple skin back. It's a horrible thing to complain about. It's such a stupid thing to complain about. But overall, my skin is better. Besides the dry and itchiness, like I can't. It's something that I'm not happy with. And I know that a lot of it has to do with, I did this challenge in January in Maryland. I have myself to blame. I chose this. So that's a thing. But I'm just dry and I'm itchy and I'm not happy. Like I'm doing all the derm things that I'm supposed to do and I'm drinking so much damn water. You'd think I was a camel, like, or that I'm living in a drought or whatever, or I'm hoarding water. It's insane. So another thing that I've noticed ultimately that I am not quite happy with, but it doesn't seem to be a huge issue, is I'm sleeping weird. And I don't know if anybody else is having this issue either, but I'm sleeping for maybe 4 hours and then I'm up for like an hour or two. And then I go back to sleep for another few hours and then I'm up for the rest of the day. And I've always attributed that kind of a sleeping pattern with potentially like sleep apnea or over ingestion of caffeine. I don't drink any black tea or any caffeinated beverages or any kind of tea at all after like maybe 12 or 1 o'clock, just because I have noticed that when I do have caffeine later, I don't sleep as well. But with this new sleeping pattern, I'm still waking up alert. So what gives? I don't know. But yeah, I am noticing changes. Things are changing. And there's been a lot of emotions. There's been a lot of feelings. There's been a lot of reflection and self-discovery that I did not anticipate with any of this. And I can only thank Thomas Lauer for starting this challenge. And I can only thank the people in the Facebook support group and the people who are commenting on this channel and watching these ridiculous one-shot videos in this Blair Witch style on my cell phone where I just ramble on. Bless you if you actually finish this video. Do I think I'm going to continue fasting? So that's like the ultimate question for me is, do I think I'm going to continue fasting? And I think my answer is yes. Because I feel better. Like I have more energy. I'm able to go do stuff. I'm able to just get things done. I have more mental clarity. I don't have that foggy brain anymore. So I really am overall liking intermittent fasting. And I think I'm ultimately going to adjust how I fast and how often I fast. I'm not ready to do like a 24-hour fast or a 36-hour or even, God help me, a 60-hour fast. I'm not ready to do that yet, although I am interested in potentially doing that at some point. But right now, I need to learn a new relationship with food and how to cope with certain emotions and feelings and events in order to not completely self-sabotage. So that is something that I have to learn first before I dive deeper into the world of fasting. So that is my 21-day check-in. I'm so sorry. Thank you for at least checking in with me. If you happened to like this video, subscribe. I'm planning on doing another video on something completely different, and maybe it'll be great, maybe it won't be, maybe it'll be stupid, maybe I'll just trash it and not upload anything. I don't know. But I will actually do another check-in after my upcoming doctor's appointment because I want to just rehash everything at the end of this, which is one of the main reasons why I decided to do this challenge. Was I have an upcoming doctor's appointment, I have to have blood work, and there are things that coincide with this challenge that I wanted to see if they help or not help. So I will follow up. I'm trying to be better. I'm so sorry. Thank you for putting up with me. All right. I hope you're having a great night, great day, whenever you're watching this, or whenever this actually processes and uploads. Take care. Be good to yourself. Be kind to others. Love your family. Love your friends. Love your neighbors. Love your enemies. All of that. Take care, and I will talk to you again later. Bye.